Virtual Tour of Canossian Heritage, Regina Martyrum Province, Hong Kong. Saint Magdalene, foundress of the Canossian Institute, Daughters of Charity, Servants of the Poor, 1774 to 1835. At a tender age, Magdalene's heart was filled with love for God and for others. After much reflection and prayer, she made the choice of dedicating herself completely to God and to her neighbors, especially the poor. She founded in the district of San Zeno in Verona the first community of sisters who, like her, dedicated themselves to the contemplation of Jesus crucified, who breathes nothing but love. This experience formed in her the heart of a mother and a great passion to make Jesus known to all. In fact, she said, Jesus is not loved because he is not known. Her contemplation of Jesus crucified gave rise to the strong apostolic order of an apostle, leading her and the sisters to become, in their turn, effective witnesses of God's saving love for humanity. Ispice et fac secundum exemplar. Contemplate and do according to the great model. This was the deepest longing of the heart of Magdalene, who, burning with divine charity, would open her heart to the cry of the poor, who hungered for food, for the need of education, but above all, to make Jesus known to all. I longed to be reduced to dust if, in that way, I could have been scattered to all parts of the world, so that God would be known and loved. In 1859, Monsignor Luigi Ambrosi, Prefect Apostolic of Hong Kong, wrote to Monsignor Angelo Ramazzotti, the Patriarch of Venice and founder of the Pime Fathers, requesting Canossian sisters to serve the urgent missionary needs in Hong Kong. On the 9th of November, 1859, Mother Elizabeth Nespoli, Superior of the Mother House of Verona, accepted the invitation to send sisters to Hong Kong. On the 27th of November, Mother Luigia Grassi, Superior of the Canossian Convent in Pavia, Milan, prepared the first batch of young missionaries for Hong Kong. So, exactly 25 years after her death, Magdalene's missionary dream was finally realized. The first group of 6 young sisters, aged between 22 to 39, were ready. They were Mother Lucia Cupis, the leader, Mother Maria Stella, Mother Rachele Tronconi, Mother Giuseppina Testera, Mother Giovanna Scotti, and novice sister Claudia Compognotti. On the 23rd of February, 1860, the ceremony for the handing of the crucifix to the 6 missionary sisters was held in the chapel of Sant'Alvise, Venice, presided over by His Excellency, Monsignor Ramazzotti, the Patriarch of Venice. Blessing Prayer. Go, my dear children, navigate under the sail of obedience. Jesus will be your pilot. The Holy Spirit will steer the boat of your hearts, and then what progress you will make on the way to perfection and to the union with the God of heaven. This is a blissful goal of the journey you are about to undertake. Goodbye, farewell. We shall meet all together, never to be separated again. Addio. On the 24th of February, 1860, they left Venice. The little band of 6 Canossian sisters disembarked the waterfront on the 12th of April, after 48 days of travel from Venice. Led by Father Timo Leone Ramondi Pime. They walked uphill to the Procuration, the Pro-Cathedral at the junction of Wellington Street and Pottinger Street, till they reached Cane Road, the house of our great benefactor, Mr. Leonardo de Almada e Castro. For the first 1.5 years, they stayed in a rented house, till the nearby first convent, chapel, schools, and orphanage were built. On the first evening of their arrival in Hong Kong, the sisters were presented with a gift in the person of Miss Emily Bowring, daughter of the 4th Governor of Hong Kong. She became the first Canossian sister from Hong Kong and the first headmistress of the Italia Convent School, founded precisely on the 1st of May of the same year. Few days later, God sent them another gift, sure sign of divine blessing for their ministry in Hong Kong. Sister Magdalene Tam, the first Canossian Chinese sister, invaluable in helping the pioneer sisters in setting up the first orphanage and Chinese school. 10th of May, 1860. Make Jesus known and loved. Education. In the field of education, Magdalene invites us to put our hearts and soul in it, to instruct, to form, to educate. The missionary cravings of Magdalene have always stimulated us to look beyond, to discover the new and manifold situations of service as expressions of our love for God and neighbor. Love the Lord with all our hearts and our neighbor as ourselves. For Magdalene and for us, it implies even more. Evangelization. This ministry is the lymph of our living. Our charism is itself a craving to make Jesus known and expressed in concrete through catechesis to the children, young people, and adults, animation of groups of lay Canossians who, through their ardent zeal, bring the love of Jesus into their homes, workplace, and to the society in which they are. Spiritual and physical assistance in sickness. The words of Magdalene is the soul of this ministry: to comfort, to instruct, to assist, welcome with sweetness, witness to the loving care of God, to offer concrete support. Because of this, we always have sisters dedicated to this service and to the promotion of the poor. Our sisters visit the sick, especially those in hospitals, where they will accompany them with love in their moments of pain and solitude, offering them moments of spiritual animation and listen to precious stories of their lives. Formation of lay people for our mission. As an extension and complement to our ministries, we form lay people for our missions. We also dedicate ourselves to the spiritual and human formation of lay people who work with us in our apostolate, focusing on the formation of the heart according to gospel values. Spiritual exercises. Sisters facilitate retreats, guided retreats, prayer workshops, prayer activities to help participants to come to a deeper experience of the God who loves us and longs to build personal relationships with each one of us. In the midst of various difficulties and trials, at various situations and times in the history of mission fields in Hong Kong, mainland China, Macau, and other foundations, lack of sufficient personnel, financial problems, famine, plagues, typhoons, bandits, civil wars, world wars, deaths. Their firm reliance on God alone, their faith, prayer, and trust in divine providence sustained them to be faithful to the end of the charismatic project of St. Magdalene of Canossa for making Jesus known and loved. The heritage continues. We're happy to serve God everywhere. Go into all the world and proclaim the good news to the whole creation. Mark chapter 16, verse 15. The mission spreads. Foundations directly from Hong Kong. The heart of Jesus crucified and risen is the convent of the Daughters of Charity spread throughout the world. In Him we meet, animated by the same fire. God alone is charity. In the same heart, love of our crucified Lord, the same passion for the least of our brothers and sisters.